Hey, besties. Let's throw some shade, honey. You ready to get into it? Well, next week is the season finale of Real Housewives of Potomac. It was a cookie cutter season, and not great. A lot of fillers, and yeah, and child. I just hope we do not have a 3-part reunion. It will be boring. And besties, honestly, I don't like reunions. Like Salt Lake City, stellar season. The reunions are just so boring. There's so much to write and keep up with and blah 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 blah. I don't know. I don't know. Potomac does not need 3 different parts to their reunion. If they do it right, they can sum it up in one. I'll take a 90-minute 1-part reunion. Okay. But welcome, besties. You are now behind the shade. Thanks for joining me. I review your favorite reality shows weekly. Now let's kiki, honey, and haha, maybe, and get into another episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac in season 9, episode 16. The truth will set you off. Now, besties, do we like the title of this episode? No. Will we change it? Yep. Mia, I think, said something towards the end of this episode, and I liked what she said. The truth never expires. And I think that's what it should be. Then I liked when Mia had asked Stacy, so what is Potomac? I like that too. One of those will do. And how would you rate this week's episode, besties? It was. I'm gonna give it a 7. That's it. I'm gonna give it a 7, maybe a 6, child, but we're gonna try for a 7. Drop down the comments and you let me know what you would rate this week's episode, what title you think it should be called. And please don't forget to like this video. Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and make sure your notification bell is on. Ding dong, so that you know when I post my content. Now, this episode was a to be continued from last week. You know, we left off where Karen and Mia were going back and forth and back again. Karen says Mia was painting G as a nut. And Mia says, we haven't talked about your drunk driving and all the men that opened their DICK up to you. And I was like, men can't open up their DICK. What do you mean? She probably was talking too fast, talking faster than she can think, maybe giving you that DICK, or maybe she was trying to say open their legs up to you. Like, men don't do. Anyway, we get it. Karen has side pieces. Okay, Mia Ann. You saw Ray, Uncle Ben. They're like 20 years apart. Karen still got an itch that needs to be scratched, and honey Ray can't scratch it. Okay. Like Giselle said last week, we know. Next. So Mia don't want to be around nobody who questions her life. So she walks off, honey. But where are you going? Stacy runs behind her and tells Mia, you need to clarify because everyone thinks you're a liar. Well, let's clarify for you, Stacy. Stacy meet Mia, Mia meet Stacy. Mia's nickname is Mia Be Lying, Stacy. So let's clarify that. She is a liar. That's why there's no clarifying that can be done. That's why she walked away. So Karen noticed, honey, she clocked it, honey, that Stacy was not supporting her, but gravitating to Mia. But I believe she was doing that because of there's children involved. Not so much Mia, but it's just She's a mom. Mia is a mom. You're a mom, Karen. Seem like you would know. Like, she's kind of like, it's the kids of it all. This is no easy subject and it shouldn't be taken so lightly. So Wendy asked Stacy, which side are you on? What side do you stand on? And it's like, Wendy, you need to mind your own business. And we'll tell you why at the end of this review. Stacy feels, you're supposed to bring the information to the mother, not in front of everyone, which is true. But you're on a reality show, Stacy. Did you know? Clock that T. Baby, this is reality TV. And you start clocking it at the end of this episode. Okay, girl, then. So, child, Ashley, the guy, is, getting her DICK area together. She didn't put a dildo over there in her pants. And now she's like, how's this area? And it's like, oh, yeah. The drag is like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And it's like, she is turning into a man, honey. And now she is ready for her drag show. Did y'all see that old plastic slick down hair wig thing she had on? Who was that supposed to be giving? I was like, I don't know. Like the guys from the 50s that wore the slick hair that was trying to be like Happy Days, Fonzie. Like, what kind of hair was that supposed to be giving? So Ashley's friends start showing up. We saw Jassy. Jassy, where you been, girl? Jassy said, I've been up under my man, child. Hi, Uncle Lump. Oh, gosh. Hey, Harlow. Hey, Josh Harlow. He hugs her mom and he meet Uncle Lump and somebody tells him he has to pass the test. Oh no, I think that was Giselle telling Josh that he had to pass Uncle Lump's test or he's out. And so, honey, now it is Ash TOP time, child. And Ashley did an amazing job. She was just out there just shaking and moving and grooving and shaking and twisting. And then she grabbed Karen out of all people. I was like, shouldn't you have grabbed Jacqueline? Isn't that your girlfriend? Aren't you trying to make Mia mad? Because she has no idea what's going on just yet. So, and I was surprised that Karen went along with this because Karen is so no, I don't do it. And I can't believe Karen went on and just had a good time, and that was good. All the girls were impressed. Seemed like they was ready to switch teams, child. Giselle, they all was like, okay, Wendy, and baby, Uncle Lump is looking like how you would think an uncle would look when his niece is on stage stripping her top off and her pasties are covering up her boobs and she moves her suspenders so you can see them. She does have a nice rack. I will say she has a nice rack. And they, standing ovation, Ashley. You really brought that out of you. But I hope like you are really a bisexual woman. I guess you are. We just hear you talk about it, but we might need to see you going on a date with a girl. We might need to see some evidence because I heard in those YouTube streets this morning that the community, the alphabet community, they don't appreciate you coming over here bothering them trying to save your career. Don't come over here playing with us. We go through too much every day for our freedom and our rights for you to be coming over here making a mockery of us. So Ashley, you might need to bring it a little more. I mean, come on, why not? Get a girlfriend. You want to be bisexual, but we saw you married to a man. You had 2 kids. Now you dated that boy from the other show. Now you dating this guy. Like, date a girl. Just because you kissed Jacqueline, okay, okay. Maybe she's coming around the mountain when she comes, child. So then Wendy, after her show, she goes over and catches up with the girls. And Wendy catches her up on the Mia Gordon drama, la 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 la. And it was so funny because Ashley's like, wait a minute, what? Y'all didn't what? Y'all stirring pots and keeping junk going without me? What? As soon as I turn into a man, y'all keep this drama going. she wasn't even mad that they was, like normally a housewife would be mad that you bringing this drama to their event. Like, how embarrassing are you, right? Not Ashley. She was like, she was more mad that she wasn't the one to stir the pot. What, you stirring the pot without me? Oh my gosh, I missed my moment. Y'all know I'm trying to secure my champagne flute. So the next day, Karen, Kiana, Giselle, and Ashley, they go to lunch or dinner, whatever, and they discuss how Mia be lying. Didn't tell them that, Gordon was the father. And Giselle says she was bamboozled by Mia when they first met. And I'm just sitting here like, Giselle, you the bamboozler. You don't check for nobody. You didn't like Monique. You didn't like Wendy when she first came. It's just you and Robin. Batman and Robin. You barely like Karen. Like, you don't like nobody. I just don't remember you ever liking Mia when y'all first met. So Kay tells them that her and Greg Child had a bad argument. Kiana, baby, hello, sweetheart. Pack up and move back. Call your whoever. I don't know if you were renting, but call your landlord and get your place back. Call your realtor and buy your house back. Get out of there. You and Greg are on two different pages. You guys, he's stuck in the 50s. You are a 2025 girl. It's not gonna work. It's not. There's no happy medium. It's not gonna work. Like I said last week, Greg needs to date older. He wants somebody to cater to him. He wants a real housewife. He wants somebody cooking and cleaning and being home with him all the time. He don't want to be on this show. He's not supportive. We can go on and on about Greg. He has really shown his true colors in this episode. So she says living together is rough and is. So that's why you need to go get your own space. He doesn't like her being on the show. We understand it's probably because of the fight with Deborah. Why are we calling her Deborah? Maybe a content creator I used to follow used to call her Deborah. But, she feels like they may need to live apart. Girl, you need to live apart and you need to break up and live apart. He doesn't support her, but she supports him 100%. So you're not equally yoked. It's not even. He's not supportive. He's not. He's just not the one, babe. I don't know how you met, what turned you on, what sparked an interest, what are you lacking, what voice is he feeling, but he's not the one, girl. And you keep going on about how he is, and it's just making it worse. And Greg probably is not a bad guy. He's just not the guy for you. Okay? He's just not the guy for you. Mia goes to the airport to pick up Ink because this is their routine. And so she's telling him how Jeremiah was asking about him and wants to see him. And he's like, oh, I'm going to take him to the game tomorrow. Did you buy tickets yet, sir? Yeah, whatever. And it's like, Mia, I need proof. Can the production run the tape back? I need to see you and your son at the house talking, and he asked you about Mr. Ink. Because the last time we saw him, he said you could not marry him. So I doubt very seriously, and I could be wrong, but you didn't have proof, and you be lying that child asked about Ink. You be lying. So Ink tells Mia that Gordon texted him about that paternity test, kind of told him, we don't need to go on Maury Povich, child. I did the test. The results are in. I'm that baby's daddy. I'm that baby's pappy. I'm that baby's father. I'm that baby's daddy. And, you don't need to worry about it. And he said, did he tell you? He told me, he told you in hopes that you would tell me. And, she looking like, huh? So Ink doesn't think he took the test at all. But why are you thinking so far into it? Have you taken a test? So he just rambling. So Ink doesn't take a test. What is going on? This whole This whole thing is a mess. You know, you're messing with a guy you cheated on your husband with, but you cheated on ink with your husband too. He cheated on his baby mama with you. Now you, it's just a mess. And in real time, they're not even together anymore. And now they professing that they best friends. But I heard in the YouTube streets that she ain't following him and he's not following her on Instagram. But does that mean you're not friends because you're not following each other? Maybe Greg told her, child, Gordon. So it tells me that they operate without boundaries and it's taking a toll on them. Well, sir, this is what happens when you dating a woman who's still married, who got little small children. There can't be boundaries, right? There probably won't be boundaries. It's gonna be hard to have boundaries, and you flaunting another man in his face. I mean, this is why you date after divorce. This is exactly why you gotta move on first before you can move on. Mia. And I'm glad she decided, just to end all this because it's a mess. Like I couldn't mentally, emotionally, can you guys just picture you in an apartment with your two kids, your husband trying to be ex-husband, their fathers, he a level or two up, he in the same building, you trying to court your high school sweetheart that live in a whole nother state. That's a lot going on. And then you got an older son that's somewhere out there. We don't know where he, who he's living with, because the looks of the camera, he don't live with you. But it's just a lot. Like Mia, this is a lot. It's just a lot. So he's telling them, and she's just like, oh, no boundaries. Oh, we taking a toll on us. And so he asked, when is she going to set boundaries? And she's just like, oh, I'm just so exhausted. Exactly. All this is exhausting. It's just probably it ain't no probably. It's just much easier to get back with Gordon. And I heard Gordon is back with that chiropractor joint. He's back into the joint with his siblings. They let him back in, child. And they say that's why Mia messing back with him, honey, because the money will be rolling back in, honey. Okay. So Stacy is an ambassador for the Humane Rescue Alliance. She's going to host a fashion show, which is a charity, to bring families together with dogs, and they will be available for adoption. So she plans on inviting all the ladies to walk in the show. And so Ashley comes by and she picks her dog because every lady will be walking the runway with a dog that is up for adoption. How cute is that? So they discussed both of their divorce processes because Ashley looked and saw that Stacy was glowing. Her hair, her other wig was cute on her, and woo. Um, so Ashley says if her attorney doesn't hear from Michael and his attorney, they are going to file a public claim, which, because now they're at a standstill right now. Because remember, Mike is trying to shush Ashley with this confidentiality clause, right? So they're at a standstill. So the attorney's like, I need to put some fire under your butt. You need to go ahead and get divorced. How you gonna get divorced? We got to get divorced. So, uh, so with this public claim, it's just a more aggressive way to get divorced. So they both say, they're ready for their freedom and want to start over, their new life, their new chapter. They're ready to move forward. Stacy waives her rights to child support after everybody told her not to. She's like, she just doesn't feel the need. And Ashley is like, girl, what if he gets remarried? And right. Well, Arabella is still our daughter. Well, girl, let me tell you something about these new wives. For some reason, these new wives get with these men and they shut a blind eye to his kids. I don't know why they become in competition with their stepdaughters. They don't like their stepdaughters. They try to turn their father against them. It happens all the time. So she believes, like, I know my husband. Girl, you know your husband, Stacy, but you don't know your ex-husband. And I can't remember what show. It was this season or maybe last season. I want to say it was maybe Beverly Hills where they were talking about, yeah, when you get with your husband, you got divorce on the table, and he begins to hear, I think Sutton was telling her, and he begins to hear about all his money going out the door. No, he's going to turn into someone else. Trust and believe that, honey. You don't know him. You think you know your situation. You don't. The child support is for your daughter. It is consistent, it's reliable, it's weekly, it's bi-weekly, it's monthly, it's whatever you set it up to be. And it goes on until the girl turns 18. You need to have her future secured, honey. But she says she's good. So we'll see. We gonna see. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. In a minute, we gonna see Stacy on this show. She gonna be on Traders. She gonna be on Dancing with the Stars. She gonna be a host on Access Hollywood. She gonna be a she gonna be a stand-in at Dish Nation. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be working. She gonna get her YouTube channel. She gonna go back to QVC. This girl gonna be hustling if it don't work out. But go on at it then, girl. Go on, Stacy. So, child, Kierna and Greg are driving. They're headed on a date. And she's like, yes, we get time together. And he over there looking like, is that a camera? I told you I want to film. I'm finna be the biggest a-hole I can because I don't want this camera in my face. So she wants to talk about their disagreement, and he doesn't. Kierna, baby, stop filming with him. Mary M. Cosby, she doesn't film with Robert Sr. anymore. Ashley's husband, he stopped filming. Pay attention, honey. He doesn't have to film. He just doesn't have to film. Girl, you can talk about, you got a brother, you got a mother, you got a business. I don't know. Talk about them. Do scenes with them. But leave this one alone. So he wants her. He's like, well, I'm the man and you the woman. I'm like, okay, Cliff from Bell Collective. And he told her to go with the flow and calm the F down. Excuse me? Who are you talking to like this? Who are you clowning like this? Who are you trying to be disrespectful to like this? What you gonna put on for these cameras, huh? You actually just said in front of this nation that I need to calm the F down? So she's like, she feels like he shrinks her. She shrinks when she's around him. And I understand exactly what she's saying. If there's not a great vibe, if he's temperamental, very masculine, it's kind of an insecurity, intimidated. He could be intimidated of her. Because how much is he making over there at his place? So yeah, she feels like she shrinks around him just to like make him feel better. She holds back. She doesn't say how she's feeling. She takes one for the team. She swallows her pride. She puts his needs before hers. Oh, it's a mess. When you feel shrunken with someone, it's always one-sided. They're very narcissistic. They have a gaslighting behavior. It's never good. And you're going to suffer in this relationship because it's not for you. She wants to be on the same page. You never will. They're disconnected and is. She wants to feel safe. You're supposed to. She wants to feel valued. He's dismissive. He disagrees. She starts crying. He just sits there. Now, what I saw when she was starting to cry, he grabbed they cut him off, but he was reaching for the napkin and he held it. And it seemed like maybe production told him not to give it to her. I don't know. He held it, and then she had to ask him for it. It was really weird. I want you to go back and look at that. It was kind of weird. It was a weird exchange. So he doesn't coddle, he doesn't touch, he don't scoot over there and hug her, wipe her tears. You should not be with nobody that makes you cry in a bad way. You should never be with somebody that makes you cry. Okay. Are they still together today? Do we know? Well, baby, Stacy going over to visit with her friend Vivian. You know, she has the boutique at the mall and she's shopping for dresses for the upcoming fashion show event. Well, baby, honey, Miss Karen Grandam declined her invitation due to her comments slash actions with Mia. I was like, girl, you gotta be kidding me. And I was thinking, okay, so Stacy, when you got that text, you didn't call her? There's no footage? Because it seemed like you would call your friend and go, what are you talking about? Like, and explain why you were rallying for Mia in that moment. Okay. So some of the girls show up, Wendy and Ashley. Wendy tells Ashley the last time she saw her, she had a DICK. Right. Poor Uncle Lump. I felt bad for Uncle Lump. He was sitting there like, now wait a minute. Now whoa. Oh my God. Are those? Oh no. My knees with her. Oh, are those? Oh my God. And the auntie was there. It was so weird. I was weirded out for Uncle Lump. Very close with my uncles, but never would be that comfortable. But he gonna support Ashley. She needs him. That's her uncle daddy. She needs him, and he need her too. Poor Uncle Lump. So Stacy tells them about Karen's text. Ashley tells her, yeah, something you said hit a nerve. Wendy says, ask yourself when she needs you, do you support her? Wendy, why are you so be quiet? These people barely like you. Okay. She got to keep her place on this reality show, or she'll be a friend of, or she'll be on Traders next with Robin. I heard Robin got sent home or something like that. She didn't make it over there either, child. So she tells her, you should have defended Karen, but you ran over there to Mia. So Stacy says she didn't like that Mia was being berated. Like it wasn't okay. Giselle comes in and she joins the conversation, of course, doing, she's doing Karen's work, right? So she was with Karen, and they showed footage. They was at looked like a high tea. They had a little fascinators and everything, and gloves and suits on and everything. And so she said, well, I was with Karen when we got your invitation. Karen feels like they know Vivian because of her, and Stacy should have reached out to Karen to let her know she was going to meet at Vivian's and do all that. And it's like, what? Stacy was like, Vivian is my friend, and I've been knowing her longer than I've been knowing Karen. She was like, what was I supposed to do? Say, may I work with my friend? And I'm like, exactly. Like, who are you trying to be, Grandam? Yeah. Who are you trying to be? So Giselle was writing for Karen. She's like, did I need permission? That's what Stacey was like. Did I need permission? And so Giselle was like, no, but like a FYI type of deal. And Ashley too, she's like, yeah, she kind of needed a little like a key you in on it type of thing. And so it's like, what? What do you mean? And so that's what I think that was what Wendy was like. Did she need to ask permission? And it was like, oh my goodness. Okay, y'all, my notes are getting weird. Hold on. Okay, let me just read it. I think I got. So Giselle tells Stacy that she wasn't right because you didn't even ask us if we wanted to be on a runway holding an animal. Okay, you have a point there. And so Stacy says Mia has called Karen a drunk, a cheater. Even Karen them says she's on Ozempic, and now she's dropping out of my event. It just seems imbalanced. She's like, Stacy doesn't understand how she's creating such a great event and a great moment for the ladies to come together for her event. So Giselle was shocked that she was even into charities. And it's like, what are you talking about, Giselle? What do you mean? She's like, oh, I was just shocked you was into charities. Like, she said, why you say that? She's like, well, you didn't donate to mine. And Stacy was like, girl, you kicked us out of your event. Kicked you out, called you out your name, called security, made a big old scene, honey. Ain't nobody giving you no money, Giselle, after all that. And she said, well, I had 2 GNA events and no donations for each. Exactly. I show up because it's my job, but I don't have to donate any money to you. Not the way you be acting. And then I was wondering what other GNA event was she talking about? And I said, was she talking about that one where Ashley was out there singing outside and they was doing a workout event? That event? I guess so. Okay. It seemed like that event was more A than GNA, but okay. So Giselle tells us she's not walking in her event because she don't do dogs. She been bit by a dog when she was a kid, and I couldn't tell if she was lying or not because she said something slick in her confessionals, and I was like, oh, she might be just saying something. So Stacy's realizing, she's being reprimanded by the whole group, and she was like, okay, well, Karen is still coming. She's gonna donate and she's gonna come, and she's not gonna walk. So Karen said, Karen wants friends who blindly follow her. She's not the right friend for Karen. This is what Stacy saying in her confessional. She was like, Karen wants friends who blindly follow her, and she just may not be the right friend. I might not be the right friend for her. Stacy tells Giselle that she could just sit right next to Karen at the event and hand over her check too. I said, okay, clock that clock them girls then, Stacy. Okay, so Stacy is clocking in, honey, and she is turning into a housewife now, honey. That nice, vulnerable, little innocent Stacy that we used to know, I think she left the building. So at Wendy's house, she's outside on the deck and she's working on her second season of her YouTube show, Dr. Wendy or something like that. So Happy Eddie comes outside and he's excited about some good news for her. He wants to share. And he tells her that she's going to interview Corinne Jean Pierre. She's the first Black White House press secretary. She's the right-hand woman to Joe Biden. And so Stacy gets to meet her in Stacy. Wendy will interview her at the White House. And this is a big, 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 big moment. And I'm so happy for Wendy. Zen win. So, child, here go the drama. Stacy meets up with Mia. Stacy, leave Mia alone. She is gonna eat you up and spit you out, honey. Step on you and keep walking. You are not. I can't even see these two. I can't even see it. Stacy and Mia. No. Uh-uh. So, hey Mia, how are you? I'm have bad days. I have good days. G is spiraling and I'm triggered and he keeps going hard and he won't come out of it. Oh, goodness. Really? And she's upset that he shared family business, with Ray. He's like, and he out here telling our business. Oh my goodness. So he denied saying anything to Ray, and they ran the footage back, child, when she called him. He's like, I didn't say nothing to Ray. So I mean, Gordon, you be lying too? Goodness. So Mia is furious. She's furious at Karen. Then Stacy tells Mia that before she came into this group, Karen told her to avoid Mia because she's not Potomac. And Mia, is her defense against Karen is it that Potomac is to be a drunk, swinging on a bar stool, crashing into trees, getting repeated DUIs? So what is Potomac? What is Potomac? And then she said, oh, and she also told me, do not become friends with Wendy. She's self absorbed, don't trust her, and she's out for herself. Girl, what? So Wendy is at home telling Eddie how she wants to invite Karen to come to the White House with her because Karen invited her to Siri County when they gave Karen the key to the city. And all the history about the slaves and building the White House and what they did in Siri County. Wendy wants to share this moment with Karen out of everybody. It's like, oh my goodness, this is gonna be this episode. Next week's episode is gonna be so good. So Stacy says Wendy is wonderful, and Karen was making sure she would stay loyal to her. And Mia says the truth never expires. Baby, let me tell you, next week it's going down. Y'all better come on back and join me next week. I cannot wait. It's the season finale. Like I said, I hope we don't get a 3-part reunion. We probably will. But that was it, guys. You drop down in the comments and let me know what you thought about this week's episode. And don't forget to like the video. You know what you got to do. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure your notification bell is on so that you know each and every time I post my content. When I ring your bell, you should answer. Ding dong. And I'll be back with another review, besties. I think we got what? Married to Medicine up next. Bye, bestie.